Hello and welcome. My name is Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay, and I'm very quickly trying to turn our transcripts back on. Go, transcripts, go. Hello. We were talking about things before the show, and the transcript was gonna air our business. So,
The most inane business ever.
oh yeah, I mean, there's nothing salacious, but we want to have that
That they know
illusion of
of.
privacy.
I was gonna say I don't even remember what we were talking about, and I was probably taking up the most airtime.
But welcome back, everyone, from our very nice break. I know I have enjoyed some time. I am closer than ever to actually finishing this Ding Dang rule book, and I'm very excited to it's right there. I could taste the finish line. I can taste what finish lines taste like. So, thank you everyone for joining us here today. As a quick recap, and then we'll reintroduce our characters. The Demigods have been on a variety of adventures. A lot of it circling the drain of this demigod of movies from the media pantheon, who has been spiking their wheel, or at least been trying to do things that they don't think Simon Simmons should be allowed to do. They recently had a clue dropped off by the Morrigan, Simon's old lighter, that was a gift from Stella, and revealed that Simon Simmons was genuinely in love with her. And that's awkward and horrible. And the scene right after that, because Lee had done so good at magic, Gaia exploded Pytho, from the top of Runyon Canyon, and we did a big fight. And some people punched a snake, and some people got punched by a snake, and some people did both. And it was a very exciting day, and we're going to be picking up after that. But let's start with Lee, so we end with Stella, and then she can tell us what she's done.
Hi. I'm Joey. I'm playing Lee, the arcane son of Ares, which is super fun, not complicated at all. And yeah, I have done nothing wrong ever in my entire life.
Son of Ares, adopted son of Apollo.
Yes. I wasn't sure exactly where we were on that full transfer moment, but I am currently under the tutelage of Apollo, which is...
I have 7 bosses, Bob.
And yeah, he's fine. He's doing great, and again has done nothing wrong ever.
We know this and we love you.
Thank you.
Minerva.
Hi guys, I am Minerva and I am playing Rosalinda Cruz. She is the elemental daughter of Influencer and has made mistakes and is kind of figuring out how to navigate those mistakes.
I mean, mistakes were made. You don't necessarily have to own them to that degree.
but they're there. And sometimes she needs to poke it and it's like, are you okay? Do you still like me?
I love it.
Yeah.
Pooja.
Hello, I am Pooja, and I'm playing Chogi, the warrior daughter of books, which has worked out real well for her. Real well so far. Definitely do not have someone gunning for my life due to my status as editrix. And you know, I do super, super well at avoiding all responsibility until the last second.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Look up in my 20s. Like, please.
Only you were so good at avoiding hits from a snake.
I mean, really, in the end, like, it's like I just human shielded it.
Yes.
She did.
Should probably get a shield if I plan on continuing to do that, but in the meantime.
It's not a bad call.
Yeah, it's good.
It worked out.
Shields are great. I love my shield. You should get a shield.
I thought in one of your 5 advances so far, one of them for the warrior might have been armor or shield. But that's okay.
Not so much. I did, however, get some magical resistance finally.
Yes, excellent. And Clara.
See, now I'm all anxious because I don't know what I did. Hi, I'm Clara, and I play Stella Hart, the Celestial Playbook. She is your friendly neighborhood party oracle who I don't know what I did.
Well, you went on a 3-day bender.
I did go on a 3-day bender. See, that's why I don't know.
To acquire information. And do you remember what you were trying to accomplish with that?
Sorry. Feels very like, you know what you were doing?
Feels so real.
This is too real. Was I trying to track down the link between Simon and the bullshit? Am I wrong about this?
Yeah, I think you were trying to get leads on that.
Yes.
And
we did. That's how we ended up with the later.
Yeah,
okay.
A big part of how that manifested is, you're sort of putting your goals out into the universe, and the Morgan was like, no, here.
Whatever's happening, here's a lighter and some water. Figure it out.
Yeah, like you're a lot.
Yes.
So the Morgan dropped off the lighter with you while you all stopped for pancakes at your friend from the studio from when you were on the TV show, Stella. What was the show called again?
Which one?
The one you were on as a kid.
Fuck. I wrote it down. Hold on. Now I have to find
Rags
it.
to Riches?
One of them was Rags to Riches. The other one is... Gosh, why don't I write things down? I think it was Park Place.
Park Place?
I think... yeah, no, her first show was Park Place. She played Kitty Park.
Cool. So that was kind of a fun reunion. You met this person who was a really kind craft services
I love her.
person, and they finally got to open their restaurant, and it's a very popular brunch spot. What's that?
Flapjacks.
Yeah. Also, want to say hello to the folks in chat. Gray, lovely to have you back. And Bill freaking Roper. Lovely to have you here, as always. The crafts person, the artisan who put our opening video together, which I'm just so excited to watch every time. It's really, really fun. And thank you for subscribing as well. That's much appreciated. Okay, so last time we wound up this fight, the giant snake turned into a big pile of dirt. The cultists who had summoned it also turned into pillars of packed dirt and then crumbled apart into clods. Stella?
Was there a hole in the ground that I then walked into?
Well, I think you were thinking about it, but it kind of it's mostly a divot at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like a hole into the hell mouth or something.
Okay, I can't always keep track of the stupid shit I do in what game, but I know sometimes plot puts something out and you should definitely touch it. Because they worked hard on that for you.
I like to put lots of things out and see which thing people want to touch and then go that way. So
very Cabin in the Woods jamming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually... Yeah.
It has to be their choice.
Yeah. I don't think of it as... I know people use the term improvisational GM as well. I don't really think of it as that. I think of it as... I'm like what do you call it? Like a trap class, like the class that lays out traps and stuff so that like the hunter.
Oh,
or,
sorry, I went to trap class as a trap music class. And that was very different visual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't really know anything about trap music, but Trapper debuffer. Thank you, Blake Ryan. Yes, that's exactly what. But first time chat. How could that be? I recognize your name, Blake Ryan. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you here. But yes, debuffer is exactly what I mean. That's what I am. I let you make your own choice and then punish you in different flavors for it. That's good non-confrontational GMing, I think, right there.
It's also quite tasty at the end.
Aggressive GMing. This is your fault.
So the scene picks up at the park. The people with the running and the screaming, they have exited the park. The park is quiet for now. You're at the top of this running canyon is a hiking trail. There's like a paved path all the way up with benches and whatnot. I think there's another parking lot up at the top as well. So it's just kind of a hill in the middle of Hollywood that people go walking on. A big chunk of it has become a divot in the ground. There's jets of copper pipes and wires sticking out all over the place. You all had a moment to catch your breath after the fight to do some healing magic and whatnot. I think people got most of their health back, if not all. Does anyone still have harm?
I think I'm at full health.
I have 1 harm at this point.
Sure.
I like
I'm
to
at full
keep
health.
1 harm to represent my emotional trauma.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I feel like I'm at this point just permanent. I just have a permanent bruise.
Stella, you should use your ascendance move and then just reduce your maximum harm by 1, and you would be living your dream.
I considered it last time I used my ascendance move, but I think, what did I take? I reduced one of my lowest stats, so I really fucking min-maxed.
Yeah.
Not good at shit.
So we're standing on the top of this hill. It's weirdly quiet. It's like 8 a.m. and you can hear there are now some distant sirens because somebody probably called the cops, and so that's they're on their way. What do you want to do?
Cheese it, it's the fuzz.
I don't feel like doing godly PR right now. Also, I don't know that I did this before, but can I pierce the veil and find out who sent this fucker? Like, whose fault is this? Is that a question I can ask?
Well, that part's kind of open information, I think, in that Gaia, these cultists worship Gaia.
Okay, cultists.
And they summoned Pitho in retaliation to Lee's presence, basically, being one of the nemesis of Apollo, and
yes, in an effort to hide the lighter from Simon, I instead made myself very visible. And surprise snake.
Yeah.
Lee just gets a text that says, "This is your fault." It's dated like 4 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. She was right. Yeah.
Was I? About what?
Nothing.
Okay.
If it's about how it's your fault, then yes. Because it's definitely your fault. These people, dirt people,
they like to be called cultists.
Well, they don't like
these
anything.
These dirt
now they're
clots.
Yeah. These piles of dirt.
Once again, I almost died.
Is there any way we could tell people this is an art installation in the middle of Runyon Canyon?
I mean, technically, if
I
we
can do
leave, they'll
that.
just assume that it's an art installation. It
That
is
is
LA.
true.
And also, you all are not responsible for explaining this. Like, there aren't a lot of cameras here, and if there's suddenly a sinkhole in the park, like, mortals have lots of ways to explain something like this away. There was probably some localized rumbling when a giant snake came out of the ground, so you know,
Yeah.
But it's
minor
LA. There's
earthquake.
always localized rumbling.
Yeah, I file this under not our problem. We should recuperate with pancakes. I mean, at the spindle with pancakes.
Oh yeah, you didn't finish your breakfast because you fell asleep.
I had some of that. I'm sorry, Stella. You weren't eating.
I mean, you weren't eating them.
All right. So
Okay.
we head back down out of the park. When you stop back in because you had left so quickly, Ruby has boxed up the pancakes and leftovers and whatnot for you to take with you. And
Bless
we
her.
head back to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, the main mausoleum of which has become your home base because it's your spindle and you're tied to it. So we're back here. It's probably mid-morning at this point. It's
Well, I could always portal us there, get this there quicker.
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
You're gonna go to big.
Portal from the pancake place.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't have to roll for it. Relax.
No, are you sure?
You want to read that again?
No.
What can go wrong will go wrong.
Hold
It's
on.
also noisy as sin.
Oh, I might be thinking of a different move. You might not have to roll for it.
No, it
I
takes
just-
about a minute to open, and you'll collapse, and it'll collapse for another minute. If you go somewhere unfamiliar, in motion, or dangerous, roll.
Right. No, there's I was thinking of safe passage, which if you go by yourself, you don't have to roll, but if you want to take people with you,
You know, when we exploded out of a light fixture.
I learned that mistake.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we find a quiet spot, open up your portal, and head on through. And you're back in the mausoleum. It's a little cold. It's, I forget, was it early winter? What were we saying?
We are chronologically ambiguous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
I
early
think
winter.
when we started this, I was thinking ahead and said it was winter. So I think it's been January-ish the whole time, and now we've caught up to that.
Okay.
Which is normally we're like, oh yeah, okay, we're starting, and it's now, and then 6 months later, 2 days of game time have passed. So, not that
You know, you
not that
can't
I've
have a
ever
meaningful
experienced that
campaign
personally.
without accurate timekeeping.
You take that out. You edit that out in our live feed.
Yeah, I'll
Pull
fix
from
it
the
in post,
transcript. Thank you.
including
dare.
altering what people who watched it live will remember.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah.
We can do.
I love that I say that, and yet, like, my sense of time has always been bad, and the panini has just completely destroyed what little I had of it.
Yeah.
Obliterated.
Okay, so what are we doing? You've portaled back to the mausoleum.
So, were you able to get anything on that lighter before you passed out, or what?
Nothing important that anyone ever needs to know ever. We're just gonna take that and put it in a box and just put that away.
Hey, look at that judgment roll I'm making.
Well,
I think he might be looking for it soon, Stella, because I remember I touched it and it scared the crap out of me.
so rather than judgment, Lee, Stella, I am gonna have you roll sway someone.
Oh,
Okay.
hell yes.
Curses.
Because everyone can still decide whether they believe your character or not, but like we're gonna see how convincing an argument you make, because that was not exactly true.
It's super not true. It's also actually sway someone is awe.
Yeah.
I have mediocre awe. 5 and 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8.
Are you swaying all of us or just Lee?
Well, everyone is there to hear the statement, right? And so here's what happens on a 7 to 9 for members of your weave. If you decide your character believes Stella, you'll gain a thread. But if you don't believe Stella, that's fine. You don't believe Stella, her statement to you is false, and you don't gain a threat.
You know,
Rosalinda wants to believe Stella just because
Everyone's
she
like-
said so.
Mechanically, I want to believe you because I need that thread.
Yeah, Lee doesn't believe her, but he's not going to bring it up. He's not going to
Yeah.
call her on it. But,
Okay.
I feel like there's definite side eye going on where it's
oh
like,
yeah,
I just don't think it. I just don't think it's relevant to our current search. It probably super fucking is.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I do. I can't. put that
I
together.
can't imagine why you might have wanted to get out of business.
Do you still like him?
Nope.
This- why do you-
No.
But
But you
if it's so, Rosalinda, are you going along with Stella's story that it's
No, she's gonna go. She's gonna plow right through that.
okay?
Grab the lighter and say, "You like him? Like, do you still? Like, no, ask him. Like, do you like him still?
Ew, no. So okay,
But
first
you
of all,
have this.
metaphysically, I can't like him. Just on a metaphysical level, all of us are stuck together. But like, can you imagine trying to date another demigod?
Well, that's okay when you both ascend.
Also rude.
Quiet voice in my
Rude.
head.
Like super rude right now. Me to you, dagger eyes.
Trey
Like-
actively dating a demigod.
Who's part of our spindle or weave? God,
She's not though.
is she?
Sort of. She's a tangential.
She's adjacent.
We-
She's
weave.
weave adjacent.
Yeah.
She's a tassel.
We called an audible for an exception because hearts were intertwined.
Absolutely, she's a tassel. It's fine.
Everyone likes tassels.
So metaphysically, ew, no. Also spiritually, ew, no. Also just like on a career level, it's gross. And I don't know. I have it because I wanted to see what he was up to. It's not useful. It has feelings, not facts.
but maybe feelings can determine a motivation.
Damn it.
Lee's gonna get another cup of coffee because he's done too many victory sips, and now his mug is empty.
Can I? What's a roll for? Can I roll prowess just to hit Lee in the arm?
Well, I mean, you can just punch Lee in the arm
Can I just
unless
punch
Lee's
Lee in
gonna
the
do
arm?
something about it.
Nope, when you're
No,
this
it's
right,
fine.
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so like maybe Simon is still like in love with me a little bit, but I don't know why that has anything to do with what's relevant right now.
Only there was a history of people being in love, doing stupid things to get the attention of the person they're in love with. Oh wait, my entire pantheon.
A lot of the pantheons, actually. Like, our families are pretty fucked up. Also, it's not like a lot of, movies history isn't someone becoming obsessed with someone else and then destroying their entire family because of it.
This
don't
feels
have-
also like it's leading up to a very specific joke that I don't want to see happen. And I'm
And
waiting to see if
also,
it
he's going to
happens.
be looking for that. So he's missing. He's going to, if we're not going to do anything with that, we need to get rid of it. And she wants to chuck it outside of the mausoleum. I guess. Just
I
throw
guess
it
we
as
could
far as-
throw it into the. We could throw it onto the Paramount lot.
Oh, reminder also that it has been put under a spell to be hidden from him for the moment, and it is completely. It absorbs all light. So.
Ooh, Vantablack.
Still, I don't know if you're holding it in your hand right now or what is the framing of this situation?
We both Rosalind has took it from me, I think. Then I took it back. We've just been like playing hot potato with it, I guess.
Okay,
Reverse hot potato, just taking it back from each other.
sure. It's just a little black hole in the light of whoever's holding it. No, Rosalinda, that's fine if you want to take it and throw it. Throwing it in the mausoleum is not probably going to accomplish anything, which I think Rosalinda would be aware of. But if it just feels good to do it, that's okay too. But I just wanted to let you decide how how you want to deal with that.
If I throw it as hard as I can, will it break?
Probably not. We established last time that it's on par with your gifts, and gifts are nigh invulnerable unless the owner, decides to do so. That's
Okay.
I mean, Paramount is right across the street. He could just assume he lost it there.
Yeah.
Or we can just hold on to it. Once he realizes that we have it, he'll come looking for it. And if he comes to the mausoleum, we're on home field advantage.
I don't want him tainting the mausoleum with his axe body spray. We don't have enough air circulation.
That's another one of his gifts, is he never has to reapply.
That's so upsetting, and I love it. Please make that a verdant thing later. Never have to reapply. Okay. So what are our assets right now?
I don't like this thing. I want to get rid of it.
It's fine for right now. He's not going to go looking for it yet.
Okay.
Well, okay. So, moving backwards a little bit to the thing that we didn't want to talk about, but apparently we were talking about.
Mhm.
Now we have a motivation for this bullshit. Therapy?
For who?
Simon.
I feel like if he was going to go to therapy, he would have gone to therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't really force him to go to and accept therapy into his life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or
You
like
kinda have
all
to
of our
want
lives would be a
therapy.
lot easier.
Okay. Court mandated therapy.
That's still not wanting it.
Good point. Also, thank you, voice in my head.
She's like it's like court ordered rehab. It just doesn't work that way.
As a character who probably has been to court ordered rehab, I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
So-
why I used that analogy.
Okay.
Rosalind is just gonna walk outside the mausoleum and just stick it like underneath a stone by the door entrance outside. Just keep it out of the immediate nice area that her safe space.
Okay, but like Lee is also a child, is like dabbling in Apollo stuff, so maybe Lee could scry on it. And we have this problem. We need a solution. We need a solution.
Yeah, I'll give it a scry.
Do it outside. I don't like it.
Scry outside.
Yeah, seriously, no. I don't want that thing in here.
All
Hey,
right.
for once, they're not talking about me like that. That's nice.
Okay.
I still
Okay.
like you.
Okay, so what if we found Simon another girlfriend?
Hold on. Lee, I need to know what you're doing before you roll anything.
Yeah, I was going to put a hand on it and see if I can get a little. Actually, this is. Yeah. No. Well. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast a scrying on. I'm gonna touch it and try to tap into all of the prophecy abilities that Apollo has given his prophets in the past at Delphi,
Right.
and see what happens.
Well, but before we do that, like, what are you looking for? Like, what?
I'm trying to figure out. I'd love to figure out his motivations. I'd like to figure out what his plans are. If anything, at least figure out where he is right now and almost try to be like a fly on the wall where he is and see if I can pick up any information that way. Like maybe he's having an important meeting with someone. Maybe he's talking about,
Yeah.
goons and henchmen. Or
Okay.
Yeah, get a henchman count.
All right. So that sounds like a spell casting move to me.
less. I like that even better.
Which I'll probably ask you to use reveal a secret and possibly communicate, and possibly like not that you're trying to communicate something, but you're trying to hear something that
Sure.
you wouldn't be able to. And costs well,
I mean, I feel
any
draws
costs?
a lot of attention makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, spell ends earlier than expected before I get to the good stuff. Or I mean, I've got no harm right now. Take 2 harm could also be fun.
Yeah, let's do that because we're dealing with a whole gift, like
Sure.
that's a big deal. So The other thing I'm gonna suggest is that you will have to dismiss your spell, your hiding spell,
Oh, on the
for this to be able to work, because you have to observe it,
right.
to do this effectively.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I can wave that off.
Okay. And one of the things we had established last time is like, yes, he could find it, but there was no indication that he was looking for it, right? Like he
Right.
would have to go like, where's my lighter? And then like actually care, about finding it right now. So
When Lee waves that spell off, she's just putting on her brass knuckles and standing next to him.
That is a 6 on the dice, but that is doubles. But it's with my weird, so that's a 9 total.
okay. So on a 7 and 9, you get one of the effects and one of the costs.
Okay. Let's communicate impossibly.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can hear everything that I want. And I'll take the 2 harm.
Okay. All right. Describe to me draw a picture for us. What is happening here when you go outside? You pick up the lighter. You dismiss the spell. What are you doing? Are you sitting? Are you standing? Like what's happening?
I'm sitting, and what has actually happened is I've kind of opened up a bit of a fissure in the earth to let like vapors out from the earth, as kind of was tradition on Delphi. And I'm holding the lighter, and I flicked it on, and I'm kind of staring into the flames, looking at the light of the flames, like reflected in the lighter, and using that as kind of my conduit to see into where he is and what he may be doing.
Okay. And where's everyone else, knowing that Lee is going to go outside to try to commune with the lighter?
I'm right next to Lee.
A safe distance away inside our spindle.
Inside the mausoleum? Okay.
Oh yeah.
But observing.
I am since we don't seem to have any popcorn, I've got a plate of pancakes next to Stella.
Okay.
Is there Gatorade at our mausoleum?
I mean, if you live there, probably.
Yeah, okay.
It's
I
blue
will-
Gatorade. Blue Gatorade fixes everything.
Oh, what's an orange Gatorade for me? But okay.
Red
Orange
and yellow
Gatorade.
only.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, we
We
won't
can
be
end
stealing
Split a
each other's...
variety packet, it would be okay.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who likes yellow Gatorade anyway.
All right. All right, Lee. So you're communicating possibly. You wanted to be able to like be a fly on the wall and find out what he's up to, right?
Effectively, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give you an audio information because you didn't get reveal a secret, right?
Sure.
So I'm not going to tell you where he is or exactly what he's doing right now. But the take 2 harm is some of it is actually that the primary source of that is the you know that feeling of like coughing while you're drinking a soda and that like carbonation goes up your nose. The fumes that you've opened up are like burning their way. Oh, or that sense of like you're gonna sneeze and then it doesn't happen and it kind of just like burns through that sensation in your sinus. It's like that turned up to 11. And you just, like, I don't think it's even like a bloody nose would have kind of relieved that a little. It just like is hot pain through
Your ears like
all the way
clogged,
through
like
your
your
sinus.
your ears
I'm like
get
smoke
clogged.
clogged. Like it's all just
Yeah. So that's your 2 harm.
Okay.
But you hear a number of things. You hear what sounds like that noise when like a wooden match is struck. You hear that and the just the sound of matches like a few different times. The small crackling sound of maybe candles. It's probably not wood. You know, it doesn't sound like campfire level, but it's hard to know exactly. But like something is, something small is burning. And you hear Simon. Now, Lee, have you interacted with Simon?
Yeah, he's who we fought at the mausoleum when we established it as our spindle.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So yeah, then you know his voice, certainly. I mean, you could have looked up recordings of him anyway, but you hear him essentially repeating a like vision board affirmation, you know, of that, you know, he's accomplished and powerful, and that he's you know, respected, and he's going through a bunch of stuff, and it sounds like it could be kind of pathetic, but it's actually feels a lot more like a ritual spell versus somebody who's like desperately hoping that these things are true. It's almost like he's making these things true by stating them. And
he's good enough, he's smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like him.
Yes, yeah. But then it takes a darker turn when he starts repeating and Stella remembers how she feels about me, and is like, yeah, is that just becomes part of like there's a bunch of things that he's stating and like trying to establish his truth, and you can feel the magical prowess of like what he's doing, and that it's not just empty words. But I think that's what I can give you before you get shut out, as like the manifestation of his magic pushes your awareness out of whatever he is in, some kind of small room.
Okay.
So it's not even like a big church or something, right? It's like he is in some kind of yeah, well, you know, like a small bedroom or a big walk-in closet or something that size, as you just feel yourself pushed back, and then the connection breaks and you're gone.
Okay.
Does Rosalinda hear this too, or is just
No,
Ollie?
this is in Lee's head.
Yeah. So Lee, once the spell is over, he kind of like keels over and starts just hawking up a lung because the smoke is smoke got into all of him.
Yes.
Don't be a bitch.
Smoke got into my everything.
All of me.
Rosalinda's
toss
patting
you,
his back.
Like
Stella will
throw a
bring
Gatorade out of the.
Stella will bring Lee fizzy water and just like it helps with the burn.
Thank you. Oh, you're in trouble. He's obsessed with you.
Why?
I don't know. No offense.
No,
That
no,
came out-
no,
well-
no. I say
All right, when
Gross.
somebody tells you who
Listen.
you are and how the world works, then you roll to reject their influence. If this were masks.
He really wants you to, as he put it, remember your feelings for him.
they're not great. I know how I feel about Simon, and they're not good feelings. That's a bad manifestation if that's what he would like.
I mean, unless he's
I mean-
exerting his own will on it and making those feelings. I mean, you had to have felt some way for him at some point.
Yeah, I was 16.
That
And
might be what he's
apparently
trying to
he-
drudge back up.
And
Oh.
apparently, he also has been watching The Craft on repeat.
Okay, do you remember when you were 16?
Barely. I mean, I kind of shut it out.
Yeah. No
Like
one wants to
normal
remember
people.
how they feel when they were teenagers. Not really.
So
Gross.
can I get rid of it later now? Are we good with that? I think.
Stella, entirely there's no external representation of this, but when you start remember when you were 16, you remember what that felt like, blah blah blah. It's almost like you got close enough to a magnet, right? You're like, two magnets over here. They're like, yeah, whatever, do. But then you put your thoughts kind of in that direction, and all of the thoughts and feelings that you had about him when you were 16 flood. And this is not mind control, okay? You're not being like forced to think or feel something, but all of those feelings do like flood back to the top of your mind, as opposed to an old memory that we've healed from and went to therapy and did all the things that you needed to do. It just just floods back up to the top.
Yeah, we worked on this in group. Okay. I'm gonna get a drink. And like Stella just walks back into the mausoleum. There's a word for it in out of care. There's a word for like when you act like who you used to be with someone who you used to be friends with. I don't know how to describe that any better, but yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's almost like a reversion type of effect.
Yeah. Dislike. Anyway, Stella's gonna occupy herself with a drink because I can do that now that I'm an adult.
Yes.
This is how we remind ourselves we're adults.
Let's see. Well, yeah, what are y'all doing? I would say Stella's manner is like the change in demeanor is Stella going like, I'm gonna go get a drink. I mean, however she said it just now, like that was not nothing, right? Any of you could notice that on whatever level if you want.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm gonna follow you back in there. Like,
Yep, I'm gonna follow back, but I am gonna pick up the lighter before we go back in because the lighter still has value to us, I think.
Then
Don't leave that
Rosalinda
artifact
wants
out.
it.
Are we sure there are no godly therapists? We're sure about this.
Well, there's a bunch of them.
I mean, I'm sure that there are, but they also like. Do you want us to find you one for you? Because
No.
finding one for someone else who doesn't want them is still not gonna work.
I'm not fine, but also I'm working on it. I don't want to pay whatever it costs to have a god therapist as well.
You'd think media would have some kind of like.
Well, it's part of the
In with
science
them.
pantheon.
It's the science. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a deity
don't
called
wanna-
behavioral science.
I love
We don't want a
that.
media therapist. That's a Dr. Phil right there.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
Is Oprah a demigod? Can I?
She's practically there. I don't
Oprah
think
is
she's
just
ascended yet.
a phenomenal mortal being.
Yeah.
So, okay. I can't deal with that right now. So we're going to deal with this.
I mean, we can't, like, as much as I would love it if you could just force somebody to get therapy and have it solve their problems and have them not want to kill you anymore.
Yeah,
So
I don't
here's-
think he wants to kill her.
That's the thing, is I don't think death is the problem. No, we're
I don't
not
like
going.
this.
Hold on.
Train of thought.
Pause. This world manifests intention, and Stella, what were you just thinking, even if you didn't express it out loud?
One should not kill a person because they don't want them attracted to them anymore.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Stella
death should not be the solution to whatever this
all
problem
right.
is.
Stella was thinking I shouldn't have to murder him.
Yeah, sort of. No one should get murdered here,
Okay.
preferably.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Rosalinda, you were wanting to get in there. I think we keep stepping on you. What did you want to say?
No. Oh man, I forgot already.
Oh, sorry.
I think she's really feeling Stella's weirdness right now, and is just sitting right next to Stella, almost wanting to hug her and just like, you're still you. Are you just to confirm that she is still her instead of whatever 60-year-old Stella vibe she's getting right now, but just sitting there and waiting for an opportunity to grab the lighter and chuck it out the window into Paramount Studios.
Poor Paramount.
Yeah, poor Paramount, nothing.
And,
Sent like minions to attack us.
and Lee has the lighter now, right?
Lee does have the lighter.
Yeah, okay.
I love that we're playing hot potato with this later. I'm drawing a blank, frankly. This is not my expertise. I spent, I don't remember how old I am. I spent a very long time, 10 years, doing this thing where I don't take attention. So it's very weird now that it's happening. And I would rather, that's also not true. I take a lot of attention. Anyway, this seems unhealthy for all of us. And I think we should, as a collective group, consider healthy solutions to this problem. Currently, I am going to mix my vodka with Red Bull so I don't fall asleep. And that feels healthy to me.
What about, I mean, Lee does spells on it all the time. Can we do a spell to like make Simon forget you?
I like that idea.
In in our game, mind control type stuff is kind of not in the bailiwick of like making people think something or forget something. Just as a thematic component, even though yes, that is in lots of mythology, I have tried to steer clear of that in the underpinnings of the game.
How common knowledge is it, the metaphysics of demigods, like that, the whole, I joked about it, but like demigods repel each other if they're not in a weave, correct?
Well, it's more like reality starts to bend around them, right? And everything gets so weird and things start to collapse, and it's the like anytime there have been major natural phenomena and disasters in the, like a lot of major historical points were, you know, demigods trying to escape for their romance or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, but that's sort of where I'm coming from. This is like, it doesn't really matter how Simon feels. There is a literal reason that he, beyond the personal preference, there is a metaphysical reason we cannot spend time with him.
Yes, for right now, until you're both ascended to deities in your pantheon.
Oh, okay. See, that's a very specific, again, I'm arguing with the voice in my head. That's a very specific solution.
So that's it. Like, if he is considering that and he has not left all logic and reason, then he knows he wants you to like him so that when you are both ascended, then he'll have a shot. I'm not saying his logic makes a lot of sense because he's not well.
A big swing.
That's
there,
what
Simon.
Rosalinda was worrying about. She was worried that Simon might actually go to a darker turn.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who is willing to try to make somebody like them is not in a good place.
He could just do what everyone else does and get into the same hobbies that I'm into. Okay. So
I have a weird idea.
please.
He has all this power because he's clearly in favor with his pantheon. He's obviously someone that movies is fond of. What if that wasn't the case anymore?
I don't hate that.
I mean, completely discrediting him to his adoptive parents seems on brand.
Yeah, no, that seems like a solution that might actually
Famous
At least-
fickle, yeah. How
Just straight up tell movies, this is what your boy is doing. No. Bad movies.
So
I mean,
My-
considering movies like made that deal and like with the cop and the gangster and then had a bunch of people murdered over time, I don't think movies cares about that so much.
yeah, movies killed radio. Like, I don't know that we're gonna be able to do
But
much morally.
but
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
really sorry, Frida just jumped off my stomach.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Oh.
Oh, baby.
So but what movies can't abide is incompetence.
Yeah, that seems accurate from what you've seen so far.
I was like, we make him do something that costs a lot but doesn't make its money back.
Say, like movies has a history or the movie industry has a history of basically killing someone's career out of spite.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are a lot of ways. You
Well,
can
we
kill a
just need to
career.
find a way to influence that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And to be clear, just in the cosmology of our world, movies has several demigods, right?
Mhm.
But in the way things look right now, it looks like Simon is kind of the favorite son, and regardless of the other demigods of movies, for whatever reason, he has their favor. So that's worth noting, is that most deities have multiple demigods because that serves their purposes. So
Do we know any other movie demigods?
I don't think firsthand. There are some things you could do to find out, but it's not the sort of thing. There isn't like a registry.
Be nice.
Yeah.
But you know what? There might have been
What's
an
that?
in-progress biography.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to go back to the library? I love the library.
I would like to go back to the library.
Okay. Now, Trey, I forget. Did we say we need to? Is your library hard to access?
It is. It's hard to access because I suck at it.
What do we
Okay.
have to do?
I just have to roll weird, but I get to roll with Fate's favor. It's
Oh.
actually
Yeah, because
not
you're
the worst thing.
at the spindle, right?
Well, because of how we set it up. Because
Can
I have
I
the
help?
book because the book that helps me get there.
Oh yeah.
Can we help?
I mean,
I'm
it is
already
somewhere
rolling
I've been
with Fate's favor,
before, so
Oh,
in
God.
theory, I could portal there.
Oh well, Lee.
Were you
Unfortunately,
there?
it doesn't exist until Choyi wants it.
Oh, I see.
So that, like, from your point of view, there is no destination.
It is also mobile and hidden.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's library.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really accurate description.
Well, we can help, right?
Well,
we
depending
can
on how
do-
the roll goes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Oh shit! You know what we could also just do?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
you-
just gonna.
Well-
It's fine. I got a 10.
Okay, great.
It's like it's cool. I don't always fail at things.
Can biographies be rewritten?
If they're in
let's ask.
progress, yeah, probably.
I mean, it is in progress, and we can ask Sensei.
Can we never-ending story this shit?
So the portal opens, the big double doors open, and when you step into the library this time, it is instead a, like, I think, what is it, 17th century, like a big, European kind of like French hunting lodge, right? Like it's a little bit more of a long building. You step in, you can see out the windows, and there's, it's like rainy woods outside, like a forest outside, but still the walls are just lined with books. There's a big long table in the middle. There's comfy chairs. There's a roaring fire at the far end of the lodge. But interestingly, the library is a slightly different shape today, as opposed to the round stone tower that it usually is.
This is beautiful. Is Sensei around?
I mean, Sensei?
Sensei turns from there is like a kettle boil, like thing set by the roaring fire, that you could make tea or whatever. Like there's a whole arrangement of things that Sensei can prepare there, but turns around and is essentially like badass Belle, like from Beauty and the Beast, like in like leather hunter clothes, like garb, and from like period European style, but turns and it has that kind of appearance. It's not literally the character Belle, well, at least you don't think so, but they turn and, oh, Troy, excellent. I'm so glad you're back. I have several lessons laid out. I think we could make a lot of progress on this.
Well, I mean, before we get to that, actually, I was hoping that we could talk about something specific first.
Of course. Okay.
I need to find specific in progress biographies.
Oh, okay. So
current biographies.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Current biographies.
Sure. So yes, the book, everyone's, the book of their life is, well, there are billions. So, which one are you looking for?
Well, I guess I could start, we have a problem, we all have a problem with, Simon. Stella's ex.
I see. Okay. Yes.
And, him attempting to...
Your cousin, to be clear.
Yeah, which makes it even more gross that he's trying to cast a spell on her to make her like him again.
Well, in that case, adopted cousin, but...
Stella's like avoiding eye contact with Sensei.
Still
for
gross.
So many reasons.
What are the reasons, Stella? What's going on in your mind right now?
The main one is that Stella knows what Sensei looks like the full form, and
oh, that's right.
That's just in your brain forever.
Yeah.
Nope. It's fine.
Okay. Have we we articulated that as players? What that form is?
I think the idea was that there wasn't one that could be articulated. This was like
right.
staring...
Okay. It was just like a Cthulhu-esque mass of knowledge, and yeah.
Yeah, it's like staring at a biblical angel.
Just I remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
Trey, that worked for you, right? That was...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's like whatever those beings are out of the Lovecraftian mythos that exist far in the future and come back and take over bodies and do the whole thing. It's like,
yeah,
they exist.
Okay, so
I mean, those also exist, but I feel like that's the closest analog.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like not making eye contact because it's like there's still a lot happening, and also the last person she's ever, like, not the second to last person she ever wants to like run into is, frankly, it's hard to look at them. There's just a lot happening. It's been a busy day.
At this point, Rosalinda puts two and two together, that since we're daughters of influencer, and we're related with Trey, and Simon's the demigod of movies, that Stella's related to Simon, and she's just gross.
He was not a demigod when we dated.
Also, did you just claim me as a relative?
Yeah.
You're my cousin. That's cool. We're related to Simon? You dated Simon?
Okay.
No, thanks.
Okay. He was not a demigod when we dated. First off. Second off, it is gross. Yes. It's like, I don't have a good answer for you.
Okay.
No, it's just even more, like I said, even more gross now. I know that we're in this kind of weird time frame situation that you've set up, Sensei, today. But like, still not really cool.
So Sensei, like, her eyebrows go up. We'll just use she, her for today. I think Sensei is gender fluid as opposed to gender neutral. I think we had established that at one point. Her eyebrows go up and she says, "We are not in a different time. Time travel is strictly forbidden. And I have not... That is... Please don't accuse me of that."
I meant
Cool.
aesthetic.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overreact. Certainly, yes. It is a seeming.
Either way, my point is, if we could find his biography. And is it in a section of biographies with other, children of movies?
Well, I can see. Okay, now out of character, I'm trying to think about this because you are royalty of the deity Books, and Books is our psychopomp, right? Our like ruler of the dead. Okay, so the sensei says, yes, so we have those books. They're relatively simple to get for mortals. For deities, they essentially don't exist as far as you're concerned. For demigods, is slightly complicated, and they are protected because they're powerful. So the ability to access them would need to come from your parent.
So we need a permission slip to check out the books in the restricted section.
I don't have free access to those books.
So yeah, that sounds like Mom.
Can I ask a non sequitur question? Studiously avoiding eye contact still. Okay. Has anyone undemigodded?
Yes. It is possible to renounce your blessings and walk away from this life.
Wait, really?
Yes.
That's been an option the whole time.
Yes. Now, many deities would rather see someone dead than, separate to walk away. So it depends on the deity in question, of course.
Okay, follow up. Has anybody not accidentally, but like been tricked into renouncing their demigodhood?
Oh no, that would require total informed consent, complete.
Okay.
Just like you cannot be tricked into being adopted or adopting a demigod.
Interesting.
It must be performed with full informed consent.
Okay. So depowering is not an option. At least depowering them is not an option. Okay. I'm gonna stand in a corner where I don't, no offense, but there's a lot happening and I would like to not. I'm gonna go over here. Still just sort of like occupies herself.
Out of character.
But if I get permission from Mom.
Well, hold on real quick. Stella, out of character. What was your motivation? Like, what were you?
The two.
What was
options,
on your mind as you were asking these questions?
Yeah, the two. So alternate solutions to Simon problems. The one was like reduce because we didn't want him to be favored by movies. If we could get him to undemigod, it would just full on be easier. And that was actually a thing that I had brought up with you before the game we started playing, was like, can Stella undemigod? Because she does not like being a demigod. So the fact that it has always been an available option and she just never checked in on that was on me. But it's interesting. Just a thought. Although it does now, it's not an option for this game now, because that would leave her immortal, and demigods have specific powers over mortals, which is shitty. So that's why she wouldn't do it now. But like several games ago, before this, probably would have considered it.
Yep.
Just curious. But like depowering someone is a pretty good solution to not to solving a powerful person's problems. So that's why I was curious about it.
Okay.
It does technically solve the demigods can't hang out together problem.
Right. So is there some what's the word? Proximity to, and that would make it okay to be together?
No.
Okay.
They don't like Stella does not like Simon due to a personality problem.
Yeah, because
And
he's
no
not
amount-
a good person.
He's not a good he's a douchebag. We've discussed this.
Yeah.
So no amount of power makes you less cool. Makes you cooler as a person.
Yeah, almost always the opposite, in fact.
Yeah. So no, the depowering would have been like Stella being like, oh, I had known that was an option, I don't know, 16 years ago. Super not now. But yeah,
Okay.
that's that was the questioning was like, what are our other options if we cannot defame Simon? Or would that be a logical ending? Although we could trick him.
Well,
We can beat him into a pulp and make him.
Well, no, but if you explain to him that demigods cannot, I know his whole thing is ascension. That was the thing, is if Stella depowered, she could she could not ascend. But we technically don't know if ascension I don't know if we in character know ascension is the end goal.
I think there is enough, not necessarily common knowledge, but it is the sort of thing of like, the arc of demigods generally is to wind up being, minor deities at some point. And you wouldn't be the first people to have accomplished that, because lots of demigods have ascended over the years. Not every demigod. Some of them get killed before that happens, and they wind up in the underworld. And, usually they still have like a favored position in the underworld if they weren't complete fuck-ups. But dying means you don't get to ascend, which, thank you, captions, but dying means you don't get a sandwich.
Also true.
Also true.
Oh,
Yeah.
it fixed it.
That death
Screw you,
sandwich.
transcript.
But yeah, of the probable solutions, it was like, okay, what do we do how do we undemigod someone?
You don't against their will.
Exactly. But what if we propose to Simon that, how demigods can't hang out together, and like we could just date now if you undemigodded. And then don't date him anyway. Also.
Yeah, you would have to perform a significant lie while he is still a demigod and has powers. To somebody who is a demigod of like performance.
I didn't say it was a good plan. I said it was an plan.
No, I'm not saying you can't do it either. I just, like, as your herald, I don't want to go like, surprise, you made a bad decision. Like, I want to put all of the stakes on the table and let you decide what you want.
Go with me on this. If we set it up in a way that is incredibly dramatic, like a Romeo and Juliet situation, how could a demigod of movies who is all about storytelling not fall into those tropes and then do that thing, and then, oops, you're Juliet, you're not actually undemigodded?
She doesn't
Like,
drink
we
the
both
poison.
agree to undemigod, like fake undemigod.
Or
I hate that I like it.
if we defame him so he is already out of favor, and then when he's at his lowest,
Tick him.
you give him like this hope
At
that,
this
like,
moment,
oh, if he just lets it go.
Belle puts her hand up and says, I should not be hearing a lot of this, so I'm going to step away, and Your Highness, please let me know when you'd like me to return. And then she literally just melds into the wall and vanishes. And you can feel that presence has gone, Trade.
I don't.
Not
like that
less
she does
creepy
that.
when she does that here versus at my apartment.
Why does she do it at your apartment? She could be at your apartment at any time.
Could be.
We
He is
hang
all
out
the time.
there. I hate that. Okay. Sorry, that's a future us problem.
I I mean, it's a present me problem, to be honest, because like she wakes me up every day, but whatever. It's fine. Moving along.
Well, if you actually did your homework, then maybe we should wake you up every day.
Beside the point, Lee.
Nobody
Simon
asked.
is creepy, and I want him away from my sister, because that's
I mean,
creepy.
we all definitely want that. But
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying, like, you know, you set up where like, because right now he's got all of that confidence and he's got all this power because movies loves him the most.
Also, he's
So
a
if
white
movies
So you're
doesn't
saying-
love him, and then he is feeling at his lowest because he's actually had to face, you know, some kind of small consequence, then
You're saying we should Mean Girls him.
yes.
I have the best idea.
I mean,
Lee.
I'm kind of also feel like we should jawbreaker him, but like as a backup plan.
Okay, wait,
Yeah.
Rosalinda, what?
I love that movie, Lee. Okay, all right. So he has an awkward teenager some time ago. He had to have an Instagram account at that point too. And internet is forever. I'm gonna whip out my
Stella
phone.
was with him when he was an awkward teenager.
Yeah, but there's pictures.
Oh,
yeah,
there
that
are
Stella
pictures.
probably has.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
But mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I mean, it offends my sensibilities because, like, if that, I mean, I don't know. I look like shit I look like shit online all the time. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Rosalinda, you wanted to look and see what you could find.
Deep dive into the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is there a way? So if I can like commune with Book's mom,
Mm-hmm.
to get like a reading only pass for Simon's bio, to pinpoint a moment in time that we could dredge forward to discredit him.
We went through puberty together. I'm pretty sure I could find something. Can I just go
With
through
our
my-
powers combined.
Yeah, I want to give everyone a chance to contribute here.
Yeah.
So let's see. Trey, for that, I'm going to ask you to do Bend Fate as you push your Pantheon royalty gift. And Rosalinda, I'm going to have you perform under pressure because you're not really doing a magic. You're just using your understanding of the internet to of which you are related, to which you are related.
Google foo. Okay, perform under pressure is +2. Heck yeah. Trey, you want to do it first or? Hi, kitty.
I got a 7, so I'll take my boon as your gift of something beyond its normal limits,
Mm-hmm.
and I will, you know, why not? Because this is who we are, isn't it? And something bad finds me.
Okay, I'm just going to give you a second to think about that for a second before I say okay.
I don't like that he's giving us the "Are you sure?" options.
Worse things have happened, right? Right.
You remember where you are right now?
It's my library.
Yeah. Okay.
Don Quixote comes back.
Okay.
Quixote is like the
I'm-
least bad thing that could find us.
Let me double check Rosalinda's roll before I'll let you lock in your decision in a minute.
Okay.
Rosalinda, what'd you get?
I got doubles. I got 8 on the dice plus my 2. That's a 10.
Awesome. So take your thread for doubles, and keep in mind, everyone, if you get to 5 threads, you can't get any more until you spend them. So there's no banking threads or anything.
Oh, I want it. I'm getting my first advancement. Next level up. I want it.
Ooh,
I want it bad.
something from the below.
From the below.
Cool. What are you taking?
Probably advanced 3 basic moves to godlike status.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, who's that? Clara?
This is Empress Catherine.
Empress
This is-
Catherine.
Empress.
Is she a
this
Russian blue?
This is the Empress Ekaterina Kavenka Ayatsi Romanova, the Great. Sorry,
Amazing.
the Great. Because we call her Cat.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. So she's
The layers on
first,
this is wonderful.
Thank you. This is her first stream. So like I did not know she was gonna come join
that
us.
was exciting. Okay. So we've got perform under pressure 10 plus. You get it done. Rosalinda, you very quickly on your phone you managed to find all of these fan accounts and records and pictures, all kinds of things, collections of paparazzi photos, and fairly quickly are able to, collate all of that into some organized folders as you just kind of meld with the internet for a moment of your true heritage of media and pull all of these threads together. So we definitely have a great deal of information available. We'll come back to that. So Trey, you were rolling Bend Fate to get read-only access to Simon's book. And you got a 7. You got your gift does something beyond its normal limits. That's fine. And something bad finds you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Which you have hyped up so much that even if I really did second guess myself, I would still take it because I need to know that.
That's okay. That is okay. I never want to be the
have to
gotcha
know.
herald. Like, that's not fun. I don't like that kind of GM personally. Of like, oh, you didn't say you brought rope. And like, come on, man. Who cares?
You don't want to play with encumbrance?
No,
Never.
I do feel like this thematically makes sense. I'm opening myself up to a lot of shit right now.
Yeah.
To try to like get mom to do me a favor.
Yep. Yes, you are served this volume that like flies off of the shelf, kind of poltergeist style, and you just barely catch it. You're like, whoa. And
Like,
you struggle.
After last time, I thought we talked about this.
Yeah, you struggle. You slam it down onto the great big, the long kind of lodge table here, and it opens up, and you can see there's all the blank pages of his future, and you scroll back to like you get a more detailed description of the ritual he was trying to perform earlier today, and yeah, you have access to look up a lot of things about his life. It requires a great focus of will to keep this volume here, in that you have permission, but this is a huge magical effect that you have rendered, and it's wearing, right? It's stressful. So, what are we doing?
Can I do anything to help stabilize it here? Or not, because I'm not of the Pantheon and it's
I
being
think
weird.
in this place, in this way, no.
Okay.
I hate
That's
saying no
fine.
to a player, but
No, that's totally fine. If I can't do that, can I at least look over at the ritual he's casting and
Sure.
get an idea of how the spell works so I can prepare a counterspell to it if I need to?
yeah, I would love for you to roll esoteric, etc. for that.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely roll esoteric, etc. Boop, boop, boop. How does that work again? Pierce the veil. Okay. Ooh, that's a 9 on the dice, plus my 1 judgment and plus 1 for etc. That is an 11.
Oh, great. Yeah, so you are able to, you look over Trey's shoulder. A lot of the text is unreadable to you, right? The letters twist and turn. But when it comes to this ritual, like the description of the ritual, like kind of straightens out into a list of ancient Greek. And he is he has appropriated a like European magic that is supposed to be akin to like love potion bullshit,
Mhm.
And the sorry, I'm just double checking something. But the okay, I don't know why I'm not finding this thing that I know to exist, but that's fine. The ritual is something that you definitely could find out more about, right? You recognize it for what it is. You have a pretty good idea where to look it up, where to find more at least. So,
Okay, cool.
Stella, what are you doing?
I'm sure I have incriminating evidence. So here's the thing. Embarrassing baby photos or whatever are embarrassing, yes, but tend to not discredit people. And so I've been trying to like scrape my brain for things that are discrediting, like blacklist discrediting, that are also going to be like not heinous.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some things we have to agree on as a table that would be acceptable things, because we certainly can all think of some just horrific, egregious things that would qualify under this, but that we don't want as part of our story. So
yeah. But so no, I was like, can I do that? And I was like, I don't want to as a player.
Yeah.
Which is why but I feel like Stella can probably just go through her stuff at home at some point. And if you wrote it down, I'm sure there's shitty poetry somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Check his live journal.
Oh shit, yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of, like, Rosalinda has all of this stuff organized that is...
Yeah, I think Stella's either helping Rosalinda or Trey just like, look in, like for Trey, it's like, check, 2005 to 2007, or like, that sort of thing.
I mean, kind of like my hope is to find, I guess the kind of thing that I'm looking for is like, okay, well, there was a point where he came into movies' favor, right? Like, he didn't necessarily, like, he started as just any other adopted demigod. And then he did something to make movies pay more attention, like him more.
Was that the zombie incident?
No, that was well into everybody's demigod career.
Okay.
You all were demigods for a long time before you ended up, defending zombies and, getting bound together. So,
and I'm hoping that, like, knowing what that is, or knowing if, like, was there someone else that he betrayed in order to get that favor? Like, is there something there that we can leverage?
Yeah. In the interesting thing here is Trey and Rosalinda together on like all the public information that Rosalinda was able to compile, and then the kind of behind the scenes, the actual motivations and whatnot, Trey, that you're getting from the biography, is a moment where he actually, before he had become a demigod, he saw an opportunity to leverage a movie making opportunity and like kind of put it all on the line, and then did some pretty underhanded shit to make it happen, to like get the funding and get the advertising and to get the, all of the stuff in place. Was
Simon on tax evasion.
Well, not even that.
Kidding,
like it's like he's threatening people and like threatening to blacklist people and just like I mean, he was kind of a tiny tyrant. He was still immortal at the time, but his, quote unquote, dedication to getting this project made was what got movies' attention in the first place. And they just were really impressed with him, his, whatever it takes attitude. And he has been a favorite kind of since then.
Okay, to come at this from a slightly different angle. If his dedication to movies, to making movies, to succeeding in movies is what got movies' attention and made him such a favored son, then it would be the biggest betrayal to movies to find out he did all of that just to get you back.
I was gonna say there's a huge precedent in mythology for gods not being fond of people who outshine them. However, the people who outshine them get punished most of the time.
Yep.
I mean, like, and if he did all of this in order to just leverage movies' influence with you, as opposed to impress movies,
I don't
Stella
wanna
brings up a good
spend
point.
my life as a spider or whatever I mean, actually, spiders probably have really chill lives.
Yeah, but think of how many babies they have.
Ugh, okay.
it's a lot. But then again, they don't have to raise them either. They just have them and then they literally float away.
Okay.
This is a weird sell.
So you're having some conversation about these things you found. Trey, you've got this great big book open on the table. Rosalinda, you've got all this like digital information that you're kind of combing through, and it's incredible. You're all kind of shooting ideas back and forth, and then you just, all of you, not literally frozen, but this bone-chilling, spine-chilling howl comes from outside the lodge. Just long, keening wolf howl that is... It doesn't sound like it sounds like something between a wolf and a cry. And that's... Trey, you've never heard, like, aside from ambient, storm sounds or wind or something like that, you've never heard, like, activity outside of your, like, while you're in the library, to hear something going on outside the library. That's never happened before.
Sensei, please tell me that's you.
There's no answer.
Thanks, I hate it.
Sensei?
Just to point out, this is not my fault.
It's not. I don't think so.
Can we ignore it?
Can I pierce the veil?
Yeah.
Let's roll. I forgot that I actually roll 3 dice for pierce the veil. I haven't needed it yet, but oh no!
I
Ones.
So sorry.
need to know what it is.
Does it count as doubles if I rolled 2 1s and a 2?
No, because you have to take the higher 2.
That's hold on. Pierce the veil is judgment, and I have a +3 to judgment. So that is a
6.
full 6.
Can I assist?
Oh, Gray, pierce the fail is
Yes.
very
Yes.
good.
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh,
gonna say we
man.
can't assist on this one because it's this snap thing that she's doing, and
Sure.
and to suddenly leap to her aid in some way, it's hard to even know that she's doing it.
Most of the time, yeah.
Oh, that's. Oh, I also missed the biographies. If we had
Oh,
to
I saw it.
pay a bribe, that's great. We're glad to have you here. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. All right, so I would like you to go ahead and ask one of the questions from the Pierce the Veil list, and you're gonna get a worse answer.
What's the greatest danger here?
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted what's that noise, but like, what's the greatest danger
Yeah.
is the one that's on the list.
So you know those big flat windows looking out into the dark, rainy forest. You see a shape move, and right away you know this is like the scariest form, the like loup-garou, like wolfman type of werewolf. I was trying to find the original, like what
The
one
Beast
of the
of
oldest
Gévaudan?
one of the oldest werewolf stories is like 18th century French like country story, and I can't remember what it is.
It is the Beast of Gévaudan.
Yes, thank you. That is exactly what I was trying to find.
It's been in the back of my head since we came here.
Yes, and I hadn't meant it to be that until some stuff happened. So the that is what bursts through the windows down next to the it's this kind of longhouse shaped. It's not like a Viking longhouse, but it is a long house, this lodge, with the fireplace in the middle at the end, and then there's windows on either side of the fireplace, and the windows to the left of the fireplace, from our point of view, burst in as this enormous, this 10-foot tall, claws, fangs, glowing yellow eyes, snarling muzzle leaps through the windows and just smashes everywhere. Troy, nothing has ever entered the library before without your permission, let alone a random thing from the like bullshit. This has always just been a like a painted background. Like whatever you could see outside the library was just some made up bullshit, and now there's something in it, and it's alive, and it's coming for you. And it is specifically, it leaps, and it is headed for Trey. So, what do we do? Rosalinda?
Pen is mightier.
Rosalinda would like to rush in. Use rush in. She still has her brass knuckles on from when Lee was scrying the lighter.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing that. Just acting right on impulse.
Great. I love it. Let's roll.
Yeah. That is thank God. That is a 7 on the die, plus my 2 metal, that's a 9.
Okay. The move.
I got it up if you want me to read it.
Yeah, you and your enemy are stunned on impact. Give the next person to smite them +1, but it can't be you. Yeah, because you'll be stunned.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have divine speed, right?
Nope.
Okay. So the impact. So this thing came in. There were like books and pages and things like flying all over the place. The like whole little arrangement at the fire that like lets you put the kettle on and the other stuff, all that stuff like is flung to the side, and then Rosalinda is the unstoppable force to its immovable object, and they crash, and it just like the bookcases around them splinter, books go everywhere. I mean, it is just like, it's even like hard to, like there are scraps of paper falling. It's like snowing paper in here. It's like somebody just shook up a snow globe, right? And there's just like shreds of stuff all over the place. This snarling thing it like slams back against the fireplace, which cracks, right? So between the bookcases breaking and the cracked fireplace tray, this is also something that's never happened in your library, is like the actual facade of the place being an interactable environment. It's never the environment's never been destructible before. So, but we see Rosalinda crash into this thing, slam it up against the wall, but Rosalinda seems to be just as dazed as they like kind of take a step apart. But I'm gonna go with Troyi next because I feel like you've probably got some instinctual responses.
Oh, fuck yes. Nothing comes into my house.
Yeah.
And crushes up the place. So I'm going to kind of release the will that I've been using to keep Simon's book. I feel like we've gotten what we're going to get out of this.
Okay.
Or at least there are bigger fish to fry at the moment. So that it goes back to its place and it can be shielded against whatever's coming.
Yeah, it snaps out of here and is safe.
And then I'm going to draw my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
And rush in to defend my space.
Okay. We're just gonna
Who
smite
told
your
you
enemies?
you could come into my house?
Yeah, it also should be impossible.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to think about that part right now.
Okay,
But I am. I'm gonna smite a bitch.
I like it.
And wait, do I get that +1 from Rosalinda?
Yes.
Awesome, because that gives me a 10.
Oh, nice. So yeah, specifically the fact that the werewolf was a little dazed is what allowed you to get this big hit in, and you get 3 from the list, or to disarm your enemy. We would sort of need a creative interpretation of that. I'm not sure it's actually an option. What do you want to do?
I am going to choose 3 from the list.
Yeah. Okay.
And do the exchange harm, protect myself, and crush them.
Yeah.
Because I am coming in to finish this move.
The
business.
full combat menu. Okay. So you have an epic weapon.
Yes.
All right. So you're dealing 5 harm, and you're going to reduce. I mean, it is not, I should say, it's dazed. It's not completely helpless, right? So it is going to trade blows with you. But you protect yourself, so you take -1 harm. And yeah, so you leap into action, stab past Rosalinda where she's kind of trying to recover herself a little bit as well. You stab right through this thing. I don't think we ever said your rapier was literally pure silver or anything. It's pretty unlikely for a sword to be made out of silver unless we specify. So,
that is not something that we had specified.
Yeah. Okay. Most weapons like that are steel or some, an alloy of that. But
I mean, this one in particular, like being the magic shape-shifting pen rapier that it is,
yeah.
probably has some gold running through it. And some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
things
I
because
definitely
it would
would
be
buy
a
that.
gold-nibbed pen. But that still doesn't help us when it comes to werewolves.
That's all right. Well, no, it's not a totally pointless weapon, right? You deal 5 harm to this thing, right? And it doesn't seem to have armor, so that you just stab right through it, and I'm not applying an armor effect, all right? But it also backhands you. It wasn't able to actually get its it hits the back of its claws against you for 2 harm. And I'm gonna say it throws you across the room, right? Not for any extra harm, but it's one of its abilities is to make some space for itself. So it smacks you away. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you, of course, you do, how do you land, right? You're not just sent sprawling. It baps you and you go flying, but you should make a a cool, landing.
I feel like at that point it's like it hits me away, and I do kind of that spiral in the air from like almost like a wuxia kind of move.
Yeah.
So that when I land, it's this big like sweeping,
Beautiful.
like you see like paper swirling up around me.
Okay. Stella or Lee?
Is there any silver in the room? Is there a silver tea set?
It
Silver...
looks like there could be some candelabras. They might be silver.
Okay.
They are silvery.
My plan is...
They might be pewter, but it's hard to tell right away.
My plan is I'd like to cast a spell to create a silver, like, dagger or silver spear of some effect and lob it at this.
But you want to create it from something that's here.
Yes.
So more of a transformation than a generating something out of nothing.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep, I like that. So.
Okay, so this is a little shitty, so I'm gonna ask. Stella wears a lot of jewelry.
Uh-huh.
Because she wears layered necklaces. Is there any chance any of that is silver?
I don't have a problem with that. That's silver jewelry is really common.
Yeah. Do we have a problem with that?
No, I think you probably have a necklace or a bracelet or something. Whatever. That's.
Can it be an anklet? Please let it be an anklet.
It's not a fucking anklet. How dare you? There are lines.
Yeah, I'm wearing a giant silver chain with a sword pendant, a full-length short sword pendant, all of solid silver. It's a pretty normal accoutrement.
And to be fair,
I'm just
Stella,
saying, like,
got
that is
real close.
exactly what my character in Otherworld Seattle would be wearing, and that's actually in character for
I was
us.
like, you
I love
got real
that story
close to
so much, by
describing.
the way, folks. If you're not following 12-Sided Stories, Otherworld Seattle is one of my favorites that they've done in a long time. I like all the stuff they do, but like I'm such a fanboy for that. Sorry, Pooja, to put you on the spot, but you guys are
Thank you. I
awesome.
appreciate it. It's just
You're saying-
funny because like that is Mira's style. Like
You got real close to describing a necklace two necklaces I actually do own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I run across the room and grab it and come back and be like, this one? But no.
But Lee, let's do a transmutation.
okay,
I think it's a spell casting.
I'd imagine so.
There isn't a specific effect for that, but that's okay.
Okay.
So we'll say transmuting some silver in the room to be a dagger is
Sure.
an effect. What's another effect you would want? Maybe cast instantly?
Yeah, because I probably can't lob it at them in the same turn, right?
Probably not. No.
Okay, yeah, let's do cast spell instantly.
And then what costs are you willing to take?
I'll draw unwanted attention, or casting takes longer than usual.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah.
Okay. And you still have the 2 harm that you took from huffing fumes, right?
I sure do.
What's everyone else at for harm?
I'm at 3.
0.
1, Trey's at 3. Okay, got it.
I was gonna do something cool, but now I gotta like fix you guys.
Oh,
Do
hey,
you think-
that's
I mean,
some
nobody's-
boxcars.
What's that?
That's some boxcars.
Nice.
Oh, what's
Hell
the
yeah.
total?
That would be 15
Oh, that's
total.
too high, actually.
Too
That
high,
goes,
yeah.
Yeah, 15 is actually a 1. That like goes back around. So,
And
sorry.
that is my 5th thread.
For the doubles. Okay.
Nice.
What are you taking for your advancement?
I am taking advanced 3 basic moves to godlike status.
Okay. Which ones are you taking?
I am taking obviously Bend Fate. Let's go Bend Fate, Pierce the Veil, and Smite Your Enemies.
Okay. Cool beans.
I'm
And
gonna
so
mark
for
that
folks
somewhere.
listening, unlocking that just means when Lee rolls a 13 plus on those, it will actually matter. Like those moves will do something different. But yeah, you feel the boundaries of possibility expand at your fingertips. And yeah, the candelabra that you swept off the table and like wick flick. That's the word I wanted. Flick the candles out of, and then the 3 arms of the candelabra like straighten out and become a pretty long dagger. I wouldn't call it a short sword, but it's a, like a good 12-inch dagger, with just a metal handle and everything. But it's you've developed this incredible dagger. Now, which of those? So you get to keep both of your effects, which includes cast instantly. So I'm not going to let you take that. That takes longer. So you're going to draw unwanted attention.
Great.
Yeah. And I would say that silver glinting in the firelight and the candle and everything, that werewolf's yellow eyes snap to you.
Yeah.
And it is already in motion. It's like trying to push past Rosalinda. Troyu is already kind of knocked to the side a little bit, and it is like, this is its, our bullet time action of what's happening here. Stella, what are you doing?
I have some shenanigans questions I need to get out of the way.
Sure.
1, do I have my Cloak of Obscurement? I know that it's the layered hoodie effect.
I assume you always have your gifts with you.
Excellent. 2, would you let me, okay, 3 questions. 2, this is a hunting lodge. Yes?
Yes.
Is there a blunderbuss on the wall?
Definitely.
Excellent. 3.
Well, I don't know. Is Trey like anti-firearms of all kinds, or to like have any sort of philosophy about that?
No,
okay.
I do not. I mean, like,
I'll also take
I'm
a
not
crossbow.
a fan of like massive, like, fully automatic, whatever.
Yeah, there's no AR-15 on the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. As long as it's within theme.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I asked blunderbuss, but I will take a crossbow if available. 4. So third question.
I think we're more likely to have a crossbow on the wall.
Yeah, that feels more right too for like 17th century Europe. They didn't have a ton of guns yet, I don't think.
Blunderbuss was invented in, don't ask why I have this open, late 16th century, I think.
Oh, but in China, right? That was a Chinese weapon, I think.
No, German.
Oh. Okay.
Wait, I'm triple checking, but that's not why. I mean, I'm happy to.
Let's go crossbow just to be safe.
Classic. Sorry, it's Dutch. So third question: would you let me roll with a bend fate instead of smite your enemies if I used the sort of Rube Goldberg'd the arrow?
No.
Awesome. Okay.
There are moves that let you add a stat other than prowess, and so that kind of circumvents that spirit.
I did not take that move.
And that's okay. That's okay. But if you want to get in and do harm, it'll be time to roll smite your enemies.
So I would like to acquire crossbow and fire crossbow.
Okay. I think, scrambling up the bookshelf and, grabbing the crossbow off the wall, loading it. I think a lot of that feels like a whole turn to me, unless that feels
I don't think
cheap.
Stella's terribly adept at firearms, so I'm willing to be okay with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow up. Is it a free action to yell, "Hey, ugly"?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to see if I can draw its attention this way, because it's been a long day.
Oh, well, I'd be open to you rolling sway someone while you're doing all that. I'm fine with that.
I guess the follow-up, the fourth question is, does my Cloak of Obscurement work on this thing?
No, it generally is against mortals, but, without some like special preparation or, power-ups or whatever.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna roll sway someone and take some damage, maybe. Who knows what's gonna happen next? I can't do harm to my next turn. Can I not roll sway someone?
What'd you get?
I got 2 1s. That's a whole 3.
Okay. Great. Uh,
I need to take a picture of this because it's really upsetting.
Can you
So-
get that thread at least?
I did get a thread.
yeah, it is doubles. Yeah, that is good.
Just statistically, this shouldn't be able to happen.
Well, so the werewolf honing in on Lee is partly because of Lee's spellcasting choices, right? So I want to honor that. Obviously, Lee, I don't want to take that away from you.
You know, if you really want to, like, I can understand. I'd gladly pass the spotlight onto someone else because I'm that kind of player.
But especially because Stella rolled this incredible 6-, right? Which again, to my philosophy in PBTA, is not a fail or a miss. It's I get more narrative control than Stella does right now. And I think you are grabbing this thing and trying to let you find the bolts nearby, and you're trying to like wind this thing back, and you're like, hey, ugly, and you know, you're so into what you're doing there. And I was kind of picturing Stella and Lee near each other. Is that accurate?
Yeah, although I think now Stella's standing on like a mantle trying to get this thing down.
Yeah, but you're kind of back, you know, like I was picturing like a quarter of the way down the lodge as opposed to Rosalinda and Trey, who are up by the fireplace, basically. Does that sound right to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the good news is this big old werewolf has 2 hands. And it like gallops down, like one hand gouging furrows in the wooden table, the other hand on the floor as it's like unevenly, you know, lopes down the room to swipe at both Lee and Stella, who kind of made herself available, you know, with the fumbling, and then like the bolt goes off into the bench, and you know, and you're both going to be looking at 4 harm.
I did try to help, and this is what happens when I do.
What epic armor do we have?
I have epic armor.
Okay, so you're down to 2 harm.
I have a cloak of obscurement, and that's not how it works.
Okay, so Stella, you'll be taking the full 4.
I'm not dead.
You're both going to need to roll for grievous harm because you took 4 harm all at once. And Lee, even though you reduced it to 2, right? You are taking the impact of 4 harm. But Stella, you're going to roll grievous harm and add 4 because you just took 4 harm. And Lee, you only have to add 2.
Okay.
And before we decide this, a reminder that you can spend 1 thread to reduce the harm by 1. I think it says 2 on that sheet, which is an incorrect old version.
Okay.
It's actually 1 for 1.
And this is the problem with rolling a boxcar on my last roll, because I've spent all of my threads.
This is precisely my design goal in requiring this and letting people spend threads, is that you would advance in the middle of combat and then have none threads left for emergencies.
Yeah.
A hard choice if there ever was one.
How stupid am I? Because I'm not down, and I roll so badly, I'm going to spend that thread.
Okay, so you're going to spend a thread to reduce it to 3?
Yeah, I still crossed the line.
Yeah, well, you took 4 all at once, even though you're reducing it, right?
Yeah.
So you only have to roll plus 3. And remember, you want to roll low on these.
Yep.
Wait,
I
I thought
rolled
a
a 1 and a
thread-
2.
Okay, so plus 2
Is a 5, which means
Great.
I'm fine.
Nothing worse needs to be said.
I'm rolling the dice that have failed me.
You only take 2 harm out of the 4 because each thread takes away.
No, that was what I was saying before. That's a misprint on those rules. Is it's supposed to be 1 for 1.
I'm gonna write to the manufacturers of these dice because this feels unbalanced.
Did they just roll high?
I rolled a 5
Oh,
plus 3, which is now 8.
okay. Well, that's better than a 10.
But it was still a 4 and a 1. So of the 3 rolls I have done this game, I have rolled 1s consistently.
Oh, one
So
of the
these are
dice is
all
always a
going
1.
to- Yes, these are all going to jail. And I'm gonna pick a different set.
No. Keep those out in case you have to take more grievous harm and get new dice.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an 8.
But with a 7 to 9 on grievous harm, Stella, you get to choose one of these. In fact, have to choose one of these.
Oh boy.
You drop something important, lose your footing. One of your gifts is unusable for the scene, the rest of the scene. You take one more harm, ignoring armor, or wind up in a tight spot.
Oh, fudge. I'm trying to think how tactically I can use this. I don't want to drop anything important or lose my footing because I'm on a mantle.
You can easily lose your footing.
I don't want to. My gifts are fucking useless right now anyway.
Well, it would just be one of your gifts.
I know, and they're all pretty useless. Yeah, I'll lose a gift.
Okay.
As I say, the other option was like wind up in a tight spot. And I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah, if you don't have to take that one, I wouldn't recommend it right now.
Not now.
So which of your gifts do you want to, or do you want me to choose?
You can pick. I got 3 and they're not really applicable to this particular situation.
Oh, contraire.
Shit.
You have the cloak, the third eye, and psychometry.
I have 2 cloaks, a third eye, and psychometry.
Oh, you also have Cloak of Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the stuff that people who sit at home and don't get attacked do.
Yeah. Which one is the outer layer, the flannel?
Let's go with the obscurity cloak because they're layered, so it's inner, outer, and she had the wisdom.
Okay. So
no, shoot. Wisdom's the obscurity, the outer layer.
Okay, so the Cloak of Wisdom is torn off of your body. It is not torn, right? Because it's a gift. It's practically invincible. But it is ripped off. And I think the way you were to reduce from 4 to 3 harm is by like spinning out of that. And you took a lot less of the claw. But both of you were just raked by these, giant, like 4-inch long werewolf claws. Where did it get you? Like, because there are noticeable furrows.
Across shoulder blade, from like that shoulder blade around, because that would be where the cloak would have gone to.
Okay. And Lee?
Yeah.
Where did it get you?
Yeah, I think it just we're gonna go with a nice William Shatner ripped shirt moment.
Okay. Yeah, just shoulder to oblique.
Shoulder to pec. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it draws blood. There is the smell of iron in the air, and the two of you are not gamified tight spot, but this is definitely a tense situation, and that brings us right up to 4 p.m.
Oh, no.
Everyone got a turn, so when we come back, we'll be able to just pick up from here and go in whatever order we want to go in. But thank you, everybody. I'm so excited to be back after our break. We're coming close to tying a bow on this story, so I'm very curious to see how it winds up. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Before I do my stuff, well, let's start with Clara this time so that she doesn't have to go last. Clara, who are you and what have you done?
Hi, I'm Clara, and every time I try to help, everything goes wrong. So I'm going to stop doing that. I'm all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you're into mermaids, in which case it's mermaid_clarity on Instagram. We are dark tomorrow, but usually on Mondays, you can find me over on Happy Jack's RPG podcast playing. We're going to call it The Drop. Jason decided we're going to play a game of his own machination at this point, but it used to be Traveler.
Yeah, it
With
started out
for
as
like
that.
a whole session and a half.
Yeah, and then it was modded, and it was modded Traveler, and then it was with apologies to Traveler, and
now it's the David S. Pumpkins. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a very fun game. We play very different characters, and I rolled just as shitty there. So I don't know what wizard I pissed off, to be honest. I think I just need new dice all around. I'm going to replace all of my dice.
All right. Pooja.
Hello. Hello, I am Pooja, and you can find me on Twitter at LADaisy That's LADESI Girl, and pretty much all the other socials as Forgotten Saves. I play TTRPGs here and on Happy Jacks sometimes, and on 12-Sided Stories, an actual play podcast. Right now we have our Eberron campaign that is wrapping up, which it took a turn right there at the end. Things got real.
Spoilers.
Things got real.
Yeah, true.
And then we'll have the return of Otherworld Seattle coming up later this year, so that'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, and then sometimes I'm also on Utopia, so you can catch me on there on occasion.
Awesome. That's a pretty cool group too. Minerva.
Hey everyone, I'm Minerva. You can find me on the social medias at blue_troller. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays live on Twitch to do the art stuff. And I am an avid listener of Happy Jacks RPG, 12-Sided Stories, and Utopia. And yeah, when you guys are live, that's when I'm going to be, you can find me in chat being stupid, but listening and enjoying myself.
Awesome. And Joey.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey. You can find me on all the socials at Feywild85, FEYWILDE85. With Clara and Jason. You can find me usually every Monday on Happy Jacks playing The Drop, where like Clara said, we basically swap character styles, and it's great. And we both roll like crap there too. So it's a lot of fun for Jason. Just that's kind of all I'm doing right now. This nice little twilight period between caroling and fair. So enjoy me while you can until fair rolls around. I disappear again for 2 months. But yeah, that's all I got going on.
The hot new reality series character swap.
Okay, but that'd be fun as heck.
Yeah,
Right?
It's not squicky at all.
Well, yeah, it's certainly less gross than like spouse
And
swapping.
how do you?
Oh, hell yeah.
No, it's not character swap. It's type swap.
Type swap. I
Yeah.
want to play
Type swap?
I want to play a one shot where I just pretend to be Joey and ruin our friendship.
I've always wanted to do a game that has like a really traditional character sheet, maybe not quite D&D, that's a lot for me, but to have a game where there's like a really clear, I mean, you could even do it with Demigods, actually, it doesn't matter, but like we make up 4 characters, right? And everyone plays that character for an episode or 2, and then we move the character sheets to the left,
Body swap.
right? And everyone is playing their vision of what that character would be now.
Heck
Not
yeah.
like it's a new mind in the, like you're playing that actual character.
Yeah. We did that once with D&D at a like guys weekend where we all like played, like we had a cleric and a barbarian and a paladin and a rogue, and we just kept swapping, and it was just really fun to see everybody's different interpretation of those stereotypical roles in a party.
That's fun.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it would be a cute like kind of interlude. But awesome. And folks, my name's Jason. The channel is It's Probably Okay. You can follow me on Twitch and Twitter at It's Probably Okay. And I hope you do, because there will be some big news about Demigods soon. The book is in final edits. It's coming. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna take us to our closing screen, see if we have anyone to raid. If not, have a lovely afternoon. It's always nice having you here with us. Thanks everyone, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.